Thank you all for coming, first of all, over there too. Dear Dad, Paul, Derek, and I just opened the letter that you sent to us the other day. We were very excited to read it, thinking that it would contain amazing, loving advice that you wanted to share with us should the unthinkable happen and we were never able to speak again. Imagine our surprise when we opened it and saw that it began with the salutation, "Dear freeloaders." In the letter, you outlined your various thoughts about life in general. We will try to address them below.
Number 1, we checked with the coroner and the funeral director, and due to practical reasons, no, your basketball cannot be buried or cremated along with you. Further, despite your request to have Pop Goes the Weasel played at this memorial service, we do not think that it would be funny to watch to the guest's surprise and anticipation of your urn lid opening at the end of the song.
Number 2, regarding your claim that I often got you into trouble with Mom, I assure you I had no idea what you were talking about. You used the example of me in my teens wearing my muddy shoes and tracking dirt through the house. Knowing I was late for my shift at McDonald's and not having any time to clean up the mess, you claim I took a pair of your shoes and placed them in the dirt pile for Mom to find and take her vengeance out on you. And to add insult to injury, you and Mom showed up to meet me that evening during my shift asking if I had anything to confess. Talk about being overly suspicious. Despite my insistence that I was not involved in any mud scandal whatsoever, you took it upon yourself to get even. I remember not too long after that day, Mom pulling me aside and asking with a hint of disappointment if I had broken one of her Precious Moments figurines. We later pieced together that you had been vacuuming, bumped into the figurine table, causing the aforementioned destruction. You then attempted to put the figurine back together without glue, knowing full well that the next person to even walk by or brush by the table would watch in horror as this figurine fell to pieces and would take the blame. But you didn't get away with it.
Number 3, we do not feel it necessary to get Nevaeh's eyesight checked as you have insisted. You described the morning a 4-year-old Nevaeh walked into your bedroom, you sitting on the edge of the bed wearing only your underwear. Now, Dad, you've always stated that you were in shape, further elaborating that round is a shape. It must have been the first time your granddaughter had seen you in that state of undress when she stared at your belly and asked with great concern, "Papa, what happened?" Nervously, you looked at your body to see what on earth could be wrong. We have concluded that she was in shock at your oversized belly and not suffering from decreased vision.
Number 4, Dad, we know you loved pranks, but sometimes your pranks cross the line. One time you told me you were going to hide in the dryer and scare Mom when she went to do laundry. I thought this was a great plan and quickly found a hiding spot in the downstairs laundry room to wait. It seemed like forever, but Mom finally came in to switch the laundry over. I suppressed a snicker while I watched her toss those wet clothes on top of you. But then she closed the door and turned the dryer off. My heart stopped and I ran out from my hiding space, scaring Mom to death, only to hear you laughing in the other room. Or the time I was a young and impressionable 10-year-old and a made-for-TV movie came on late one night, similar to War of the Worlds. For those unfamiliar with the premise, it was a realistic live news documentary about planet Earth being attacked by alien invaders in real time. Dad, I was so excited when you let me stay up past bedtime to watch it with you. Unbeknownst to me, at the beginning of each segment, a disclaimer was put on the screen to let the viewing public know that this was just a spoof. Dad, you went to great lengths to change those channels before that came on, and I was kept in the dark hanging on to every word. When an official government spokesperson appeared at the podium on TV advising people to flee, take up arms, and get ready for Armageddon, you let me run upstairs in a panic to wake up Mom screaming that the world was ending due to alien invasion. I got in trouble for that one.
Well, Crystal, what do you expect? The guy was always prepared for an end-of-world scenario. Dad even had a bug-out bag. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the term, a bug-out bag is a military nickname for a bag full of supplies, hunting gear, provisions, and cash, should you need to quickly vacate and head to the mountains or other shelters. Dad was always prepared for emergencies. We'd be setting up our fishing gear for a tournament in July, and he would insist that we pack our winter suits just in case. This would go along with a 60-page checklist that we had to go through meticulously each time we went out to head out going fishing, which would include everything from the bug-out bag to a case of Diet Pepsi.
Number 5, your cat Tippy. Tip Tip, the tipster. Your favorite child, the daughter you always wanted. Paul and I would ask you for years unsuccessfully to update your back deck so that we could fit more than 2 people around the table when barbecuing. Tippy, on the other hand, got a premium expanded 30-foot deck, complete with composite wood, spindles measured precisely for her protection, and a railing height set for her 365-degree viewing pleasure. And since Tippy is scared of people lightly tickling the piano keys, we are no longer allowed to play the piano when visiting our childhood home. Tippy gets premium cat food with frequent delicacies from the supper table. Paul and I got Mom's cooking.
Speaking of food, he loved all things stinky. Stinky meats, stinky cheese, and let's not forget about his stinky...
Eric!
I know, feet. Number 6, Dad, your letter did express your annoyance of being accused of habitually cheating during family game time. We're not even going to address that claim as we have ample photo, video, and eyewitness testimonies over the years as proof that you cheated every time you were given the opportunity.
Dad, you were always so proud of your lame dad jokes and that they were almost funny. For instance, so I'm sure you have all heard of John Hokey, the inventor of the Hokey Pokey. While John's life is well known, what's not so well known is a story that happened at his funeral in the late 1940s. Being that John was quite a popular fella, mostly due to the Hokey Pokey, which spread like wildfire through his small town, thousands showed up for his funeral, all coming to bid him farewell. Well, it happened right before the ceremony was about to begin when the undertaker gently lifted John up to put him in the casket. The problem arose when they put his right foot in, and you can guess the rest.
Finally, Dad, you'll be pleased to know that we received a cooler full of Diet Pepsi, compliments of PepsiCo. On your behalf, the executives expressed their sincere gratitude and appreciation as you single-handedly saved their business from bankruptcy with your many purchases of their Diet Pepsi products over the years.
So, Dad, I trust we have answered your concerns. We are grateful for the fond memories you did leave us with. Here's to catching the big one on your next adventure. Much love, your kids. To Dad.